On today's show, from Team Goat Tough, Austin Azar and Kris Mendoza. Kris Mendoza. Kris Mendoza. This is the world's toughest podcast. Welcome to the world's toughest podcast, where we talk about any obstacle course race you'd like, as long as that's world's toughest mudder. Each week we talk to members of the WTM community and share stories of success and failure in the single greatest event in OCR. My name is Will Hicks, and this is the world's toughest podcast. We are days away from world's toughest mudder. Just walk around in bubble wrap or something. Don't get hurt. Before we start this episode, you can email me at willhicks@gmail.com, find me on Twitter at @TheWillHicks, or Instagram as Will Hicks. My Instagram game is weak, as I am an adult man. I will be doing some updates from the pit at World's Toughest Mudder this year. If you want to follow along while the race is happening, find me on Twitter or Instagram. And of course, you can leave feedback on the show by leaving a review on iTunes. I appreciate the iTunes reviews. We've gotten 5 new reviews in the last 2 days. Thanks to you guys. New to World's Toughest Mudder this year is the Team Relay category. Teams of 4 or more people from the same country, with one exception, will work together to put up the most mileage of this year's race. The main rules are the entire team must complete the first lap and the last lap together. All other laps must be completed by at least 50% of the team. While they are accumulating miles for their team corporately, they will also be earning mileage toward their individual awards. So, even if your team runs 50 miles, you won't get your brown bib unless you were on the course for all of those 50 miles. We're going to talk with 2 members of one of the strongest relay teams, Team Goat Tough. The members are Miguel Medina, Mark Jones, Austin Azar, and Kris Mendoza. There's going to be several other strong teams out there also. Chad Trammell has a relay team. Chad won World's Toughest Mudder in 2015. On Chad's team is himself, Ryan Woods, Brian Gwiski, and Glenn Race. They will be strong. Other strong relay teams will be Team Germany. Both Team Germanys, actually. There will be 2 teams from Germany. They've been coming over for several years. They got second place in 2015, the German team. And Team Denmark. There are other countries coming that I don't know the athletes on, and they may be strong also and surprise me. There will be athletes from Ireland, a national team from Ireland, a national team from Canada, and the UK coming as well. Before we talk with Team Goat Tough, let's read an iTunes review. This is by Kelly and Travis. World-class podcast. 5 stars. Will keeps us up to date on all things Tough Mudder. Look forward to each episode. Thank you, Kelly and Travis. Kelly or Travis. They've got a shared iTunes account. Kind of like those people with a shared Facebook account. What's that all about? If you'd like to be a part of the show like Kelly and Travis, you can leave a review on iTunes too. Just open the purple podcast app on your iPhone and search for Tough Mudder. We're the first one that pops up. Click our logo and then scroll down to click on Write a Review. I appreciate those reviews. It's time to talk with Team Goat Tough. Let's go to the phones. The Goat Tough relay team is the best 4-man team put together since the first Avengers movie. The team includes Miguel Medina, Mark Jones, Austin Azar, and Kris Mendoza. Awards won by the team include 2016 second place, 2016 third place, and 2 members of the 2014 first place team, Spartan Wolfpack. Combined, the 4 members have run 635 World's Toughest Mudder miles, all since 2014. I'm happy to welcome 2 members of Team Goat Tough, Austin Azar and Kris Mendoza. Hey, guys.
Hey. How you doing?
Austin, tell me about your team. How did this all come together?
Yeah, so I'm pumped to be running with these guys this year. Me and Kris were going to team up for the 2-man event, and then Miguel and Jones are going to team up for the 2-man event as well. And then like a month ago, they canceled that. They took out the cash prize for that category. And then, so we were kind of left with a team there. And then we decided, well, why not just form a 4-man relay and go as Team Go Tough.
You know, you guys are kind of a little super group with all your resume you've got.
Yeah, I think we got a really strong team. We got lots of experience. We've all done, this event before, and we've done other, 8-hour toughest and other ultras. So, I'm just going to be awesome running with these dudes.
Kris, are you planning to stay together the whole time, or are you going to run it as a true relay?
I mean, I know that we all wanted to run for 24 hours, but I think if we want to win, then we're going to have to treat it like a relay and use kind of the format to our advantage. Because I know that there's some other strong teams out there, and I know, like you said, we have a strong team, but it's not a foregone conclusion by any means.
Austin, you never run World's Toughest as part of a team. How do you approach running as part of a team versus running solo?
I mean, I'm the kind of person that really feeds off people's energy out there. So like running with other people just gets me fired up rather than just kind of slogging miles on my own through the night. So having, it'll be 2 of us out there at once. I mean, ideally, I wish it could be all 4 of us out there at once. That would be awesome. But if you're doing that, you're not going to take down teams like, Chad and Glenn and all those guys.
Kris, how many miles is your team shooting for?
I'm not really sure. I kind of talked to Heather on Overcome and Run recently, and we still haven't figured out logistically what we think is going to happen. But, I'd have to imagine over 120 is probably what you're looking at, something at a higher end, because you figure if the individuals are going for 110, we have to be getting more than that with running half the time or a little over half that time.
Kris, have you guys talked about what an ideal pit stop looks like for you guys? Is it just run in, swap the baton, run out? What does that look like?
Pretty much. I mean, I think that the pit stops just have to be either exchanging the timing chip or baton or whatever it is, or there shouldn't be much gear change in between if you really want to be most efficient with your time.
Austin, have you guys talked about how the 2 guys in the pit are going to stay fresh or, not cramp up? Do you have a strategy for that?
Yeah, bringing a dry robe. Just like have warm food, hot soup. That's going to be pretty key if the temperature drops pretty low at night, is to not get too cold before you go out for the next lap. But yeah, just moving around a bit too. Just don't pass the baton off and then sit down for an hour. I plan on, at least walking to a couple checkpoints to cheer on the other guys that are out there.
Austin, there was a little controversy because you are the lone Canadian on a team full of Americans. I saw an email from Team HQ come through today. How did that end up settling out?
So it's looking good. When we first signed up, I didn't know it was a national relay, but I think they kind of felt bad that they canceled the 2-man category and let us in at first. But then they hesitated and canceled that because they weren't sure if the other teams would accept it or not. So I guess they asked the other teams, and now it's looking good. I can race again, so I'm pretty pumped.
Kris, you and Austin already have a 100-mile orange jacket. What would it mean to add a first-place kettlebell to your trophy shelf?
It's funny because I was actually thinking about that today, and it's cool because I'm in an interesting. We're both in a unique position where we both have the jacket, so we don't. That is not necessarily on our radar, and getting first place would be amazing because for both Austin and I, that's something that's eluded us both, and I think that's just kind of the next thing that we're seeking out. For us, I think a first place finish is, at this point, we have the orange jacket, so we just want the first place finish. And I think to do it with, someone who finished and did so well last year individually would make it that much more special, because last year, we were competing. I mean, Austin was giving Trevor a run for his money, and just to kind of come together this year and be side by side, it's going to be really fun. To go from competitors and podium mates or whatever you want to call it to teammates. It's pretty special.
Austin, you were actually in the lead toward the end, in first place at the end last year before Trevor was able to sneak past you for the win. What would it mean to you to get a first place this year?
Oh, yeah, that would be amazing. It kind of eluded me last year. I think I got a little excited when I passed Trevor and just blew up. And this year it'd be, amazing to share that with Kris, too, because he was right up there as well. And then Miguel and Jones there, Miguel couldn't race last year. He was injured, but he would have been up there. Mark Jones, too, like sharing the top of the podium with those guys would be just unreal.
Kris, do you have any sponsors you're working with? Anything you want to plug?
Let's see. I'm working with Second Skin, one of their ambassadors, and then just Goat Tough. It's pretty much it right now. So, and then again, I think I mentioned this before, but any peanut butter companies that would like to sponsor me, I'm open to any peanut butter companies that would like to sponsor me. That's what I'm looking for.
Is that your chosen food in the just straight peanut butter?
Not while I'm racing, but pretty much the rest of my life. Yeah.
God, I love peanut butter too.
If I gain a lot of weight, it's going to be because of peanut butter. That's just.
Are you team crunchy or team smooth?
Ooh, I like crunchy, to be honest. Yep.
Austin, what are your feelings on peanut butter?
Oh, I love it. Also crunchy. I'll go with that.
Yeah. So we're team crunchy.
Team crunchy goat tough.
We're not team goat tough anymore. We're just team crunchy peanut butter. I hope Jones and Miguel are okay with that.
And Jim Campbell
should be fine.
And
we'll
Jim Campbell. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Austin, do you have any sponsors or anything you'd like to plug?
Yeah, Goat Tough as well. And then Stoked Oats. They've been fueling me before races this year and been feeling great eating their stuff. And yeah, that's about it.
Hey, before we go, Kris, did you hear the nutrition episode of the podcast dropped a couple days ago?
Yes, I did.
When I talked about meeting your parents?
I know. I need to tell them to listen to it because I just listened to it today. I went biking and
I hope it was pretty clear at the end, like that's not actually their names, but I didn't know what their actual names were. I would have said it, but
no, that was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious.
Your parents were
I was dying laughing.
Very kind, very good sports when I met them in Las Vegas.
Mama Papadoza, they're awesome.
They're gonna love it. They'll be there at World. They're crewing for us. So
that's awesome. Yes. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So you'll get to see them again. So then you can figure out what their real names are then, or you can just keep calling them.
I'm gonna Christopher and Krista. I'm gonna be in the pit, so I will. I'm sure see them multiple times. So
yeah, they'll be with us.
They ran their first Tough Mudder a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, in Vegas.
They like that?
Oh, they loved it. It was weird because, I thought, because they've crewed for me twice, and I thought that they kind of understood, like, about Tough Mudder, how when you go out there, people help each other. But I think that they were all, like, my whole family was actually blown away that, like, strangers were helping each other.
Uh-huh.
When, like, I was helping other people and other people were helping us. And I don't know, it was just really cool. They're planning on doing another one for sure. So,
Austin,
nice.
Austin, have you got any of your family to run Tough Mudder?
Not yet, but I'm going to try. I've gotten my mom to do some obstacle races here in Canada, just like local ones, but we don't really have like a Tough Mudder close to here. They're all pretty far to travel to.
Well, cool.
Your dad came to Philly. Your dad was at Philly, right?
Oh, yeah, he came out to crew for that one. That was sweet.
Oh, for Philly's toughest?
I still need to get him to run it. Philly's toughest, yeah.
My dad did a flat one with me, and he did, like, I don't know, half the obstacles, 60% of the obstacles. And he's not a young pup anymore, so it was pretty cool to have him out there.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Well, cool. Austin Azar, Kris Mendoza, any last thoughts on World's Toughest Mudder 2017?
Just pumped to see everyone out there.
Yeah, me too. It's going to be fun. Just looking forward to seeing everyone, and looking forward to seeing you out there too, Will. I'm sad you can't run, but hopefully you have fun at the pits.
Nothing but. Kris Mendoza, Austin Azar, thanks much.
Cool. Thanks for having us on.
Will.
Special thanks to Austin Azar and Christopher Mendoza for appearing on this episode. Well done, you two. I know I say it about a lot of these guys, but Chris and Austin are genuinely nice guys. If they pass you on the course, when they pass you on the course, you should make sure to say hi and encourage them. If you can keep pace, you should talk with them. They're good people. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/worldstoughestpod and leave us a review on iTunes. I will see you in a few days.